Hello, this is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. Thanks for tuning in. Today we have another double feature with Buck Jones. I am definitely getting my money's worth out of this cowboy hat. Today we have Outlawed Guns, followed by Forbidden Trails, both starring Buck Jones. So we're going to jump right into these movies.
Hello! Hello there! Hello! Come on in. Hey, close that door. Well, if you're as bad as you look, you come to the wrong place. I'm broke. Kind of windy outside, ain't it? You're telling me. Traveling far? Heading anywhere out of this dust storm. Better take a drink and wash the dust out of your throat. Mind if I give this water to my horse instead of... Doggone it. You know I ought to be kicked all over this place for not thinking of your horse. Go on and wash and clean up. Then we go out and water and feed your horse. Fellers like you are few and far between. Don't mind if I shake your hand, do you? My name is Jingle. Known throughout all this country by that. Ridden every range from the North Platte to the Rio Grande. My name's Rivers. Me and my brother own what's left of this outfit. Shake. Now go ahead and wash up. Feel better. Don't waste the water.
Let me have 500 more, will you, Keeler? Well, what have you got? 4 kings.
Well, just a minute. Straight flush topped by a black lady.
Well, I guess that's that. What's on the slate?
Count's getting pretty high. Almost 1,500.
Well, I guess I'm good for it.
Hello, babe.
Howdy, Bradshaw.
Say, babe, if you see that big brother of yours, tell him hello. And tell him I ain't forgot that favor he done for me.
Okay, fella.
What have you been doing, babe?
Oh, nothing. Saw Jim Bradshaw. Said say hello. And he hadn't forgotten that good turn you done him.
You haven't been hanging out with that Keeler gang, have you?
Why, no,
Listen, babe. Don't get off on the wrong foot, kid. That's a bad gang to get mixed up in. I want you to meet an old-timer. Name's Jingle. He's going to bed down for the night with us.
Glad to meet you. Howdy.
Go on, get washed up. We're going to pull out of here the first thing in the morning. Going to move that herd to Lost Valley.
You ain't gonna move that herd in this storm. It's suicide.
I got 1,000 head of the strongest rounded up. Got to move 'em or lose 'em, one or the other.
You can count on me.
Hey, listen, old-timer. We haven't got money to pay for an extra hand.
You don't have to.
Boys, and a stranger. They must have run a bunch through from the Rockin' Ore.
We'd better stick around and see what's going on.
Better hightail it for Trinity and let Keeler know that Lost Valley is full of Rockin' Ore stock.
Yeah, he might want to buy 'em. Come on.
Must have brought about 800 of them through.
Just about that many, Jingle. Gee, don't this water look swell?
I'll say it does. Camp would look good to me.
Say, how about some of those hotcakes, Jingle?
Now you're talking.
Yeah, if he don't drop 'em.
Oh, 1 in 40 years.
Come on.
Hey, Buck, see that steer over there?
Yeah, what about it?
Long time since I dropped a rope on one like that.
Better lay off of that steer, Jingle.
Yeah?
That's going to be the first mistake of his life.
Come on! Put that rope up! Got it! Yeah. Come on, got it!
What happened to you?
Well, I guess there was a little too much steer, not enough jiggle. But when I was working cattle up in the Panhandle...
Oh, yeah? I've heard all about that before.
Well, and no wise scraps out of you.
Hey, Jingle, please.
Oh,
Company or weather?
I'm tired. Now you got me doing it. You got me?
What the?
Must have been dreaming.
Well, dream. Huh, babe? Go on, get some wood. Your turn. Jingle's gonna cook some flapjacks this morning.
What are you fellows doing in town?
Well, if I would get your okay before moving a herd out of Lost Valley.
What brand?
Rockin' R.
Rockin' R. River Brothers, eh?
Yeah.
How many head?
Near to 1,000.
That's mighty fine coffee. Well, babe, I got some business in town. Think I'll take Jingle with me. You better stay here and take care of these cattle. Get them used to the range. And if you need anything, send word to town to me. So long, babe.
I'll be seeing you.
Come on, Jingle. Go on, babe.
Morning, babe.
Hello, Jack.
You know the boys.
Hi.
Yeah. Had breakfast?
Well, maybe a little wouldn't go bad.
Nice herd you've got here. Wouldn't like to lose them, eh?
I don't intend to.
Just thought I'd ride over. See when you were going to pay up.
Calving season in the spring.
Can't wait. Might be moving out of this territory any time. Sandstorm hasn't left pickings very good.
I'll send you the money just as soon as Buck and I sell.
You're selling right now, Rivers. And here is the offer. Now just sign this, and the debt's wiped out.
Why, that's not a note. That's a bill of sale. I'll not sign it.
All right, Babe. Then I'll have to go and see your brother.
You wouldn't do that.
Now, just suppose I'd lost. I'd heard a lot of tall beefing if I didn't pay up. Well, I didn't lose, and I aim to collect.
Half the herd's Buck's, and he trusts me.
So did I. Now, look here, Babe. There's no use arguing. You owe me the money, and the only way you can pay is half it. Sign that bill of sale, and I promise you your brother will never find out. Why, he'll think they were rustled.
But suppose he ever finds out.
Then we'll let you in on something really good with the boys here. Frank and Blackie, they make lots of money. And Buck, why, he'll just think you got disgusted with the old rocking R and you'll let out on your own.
Howdy, Mr. Honeycutt. Busy?
Why, no, never too busy to see you, Buck. How are things at the Rocking R?
Oh, swell. Only this dust and windstorms made it kind of bad grazing lately. Come in to see you about an extension on that note.
You got any more good collateral?
Sure. I got 1,000 head of the best doggone beef cattle you ever looked at in your life. Babe's taking care of them up in Lost Valley.
Why, I understood those were sold weeks ago.
You must be thinking about some other cattle. Say, you're not kidding, are you?
No, they were sold at Keene Station. Say, Buck, if I were you, I'd go over and see Jack Keeler.
You mean Keeler?
That's what I understand.
Gee, I hope you're wrong. Keeler. What's this I hear about you buying and selling my cattle?
What cattle?
That Lost Valley herd.
I thought they were babes.
You know doggone well half of that herd belonged to me.
Why the stealing?
No names. What is your bill of sale?
Babe's signature, isn't it?
Where'd you get it?
Bought the herd for a gambling debt.
Yeah? What about my half?
Why don't you go to the law about it? That's what I'd do if anybody sold my herd.
That's an idea. Maybe I will.
But it might mean a court trial and a long prison term for Babe.
Keeler, what are you doing?
What's it to you?
Ever been down Pecos way, Jingle?
Oh, sure. Punched cows down there with Rocky Ellsworth before he was elected sheriff.
Well, that's where we're heading.
Thought you said we was heading down Los Alamos way.
Nope. You got me wrong. Pecos way.
See what I see?
Looks like a stage holdup. Let's find out.
Jim! Jim! What happened?
Holding up a stage. Blackie and Frank got away with 50,000 in gold.
Was Babe with him?
No.
Where is he? Where is he, Jim?
He's with the rest of the gang. Up in
Pick him up.
That ain't them, Sheriff.
Never mind. Get down off that horse. We heard shots fired and came as fast as we could. We didn't hold this stage up.
New deputy, ain't you? I'm a special friend of Rocky Ellsworth. Punched cars with him 20 years ago.
Yeah? You can tell that to Rocky. Them fellas dead?
Yeah.
Listen, officer, you're losing a lot of time. You ought to get after them bandits. I'm in charge here, young fella. When I get this thing straightened up, I'm taking you to town. All right, get off and get in there. It was Art Wallace's stage, all right, Sheriff. It's Art and one outlaw killed. I picked up these two at the scene of the crime.
How long you been deputy in this county?
About 4 years.
Well, that'll excuse you. Anyway, I want you to meet one of the greatest ex-rangers that ever decorated Texas.
Rocky, I'm sure glad to see you.
And that goes for me too, Jingle. Daniels, I got a tip. The gang that held up that stage are hiding out in a shack up in Latigo Canyon. Round up a posse and we'll clean up that bunch. You boys want to go along?
Sure. Oh, not this time. We had a long ride and need a little rest. Thanks just the same.
All right, make yourselves at home here.
Fine place to make yourself at home. A jail.
Hey, Jingle. Huh? You know where Latigo Canyon is?
Sure, I know every inch of this territory.
We gotta beat that sheriff there.
Why?
Never mind why.
Parker paid.
Come on.
Oh, look, Marge, new horse in town. Oh, it's really nice. Hello, fellow.
Well, ain't you Ruthie and Marge?
Yes?
Don't you remember me? I used to rock you two girls on my knees.
You're not Jingle.
Sure enough.
Oh, hello.
Well, girls, I want you to meet my partner, Buck Rivers. These are Rocky Ellsworth's two girls.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, if you ain't grown up like a couple of dandelions on a spring range.
Gonna be here while, Jingle?
Well, I don't know. You see, we have
We have a very important engagement, and we're rather late now. Glad to have met you ladies and see you later. Come on,
Oh,
Jingle.
that's all
Come
right.
on.
Goodbye. I think Mr. Rivers is very rude running out on us like that.
I don't. I liked him.
Wait a minute, men. Come on, we'll take the shortcut up here.
Well, there's a shortcut.
Yeah, and Rocky took it. Listen, Jingles, you're not in on this. All you're doing is showing me to Latigo Canyon. Then you can go back.
Oh, yeah?
What happened to Jim?
The guard shot him.
Gee, that's tough.
Oh, forget about it. That means all the more for us.
There's Latigo Canyon right down there. Sounds like Rocky beat us to it.
In there, Jingles. And I can't help it.
Who?
My kid brother.
Babe?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Read this.
I ain't got any specs. What's it say?
It's from Jim Bradshaw. Babe's joined up with a bad gang down here and wants me to come and get him.
Bradshaw in there, too?
No. Just Bates and Davila. Jim Bradshaw, the fellow was killed this morning at the stage holdup.
What you gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe I could play the old Indian trick on him. You know, right across the valley and fire a few shots over the posse's head. Kind of draw him off. Maybe it'd work. You stay here. Jingle.
I was plumb scared they got you. How'd you make out?
Swell. A distant 3 miles outside of Latigo. How's the fight coming on?
No shooting for an hour. Guess Rocky's waiting to rush the place. They're rushing her. Think one of them's your kid brother?
Can't tell. It's too dark.
You're in a pretty tough spot, son. Where'd the other two go?
I don't know.
Don't know, eh? Take him to town, boys.
Let's go find out.
Wait. Wait right here.
Babe.
Thanks.
Just say I sent you. Tell him Art Wallace is running this show. All right, Art.
Dave ain't talked none, and he ain't give his right name.
He didn't see you in the jail, did he?
No.
Good. What do you think, Jekyll? I was invited to help hang a man tonight.
No.
Yeah, I run into Art Wallace. That's the state line owner. Wanted me to help hang my own brother. Come here. See that? That's the start of it.
I'll notify the sheriff.
Wait a minute. No hurry. It don't happen till midnight.
What about Big?
Listen, Jekyll. If I'm not back here by 11:15, you can notify Rocky.
All right.
Now keep your eyes open.
Well, prisoner won't say a word. He'll change his mind after he's been in there a while. Told him he'd get off a heap easier if he just named his 3 partners. Funny thing about that third fella riding into Latigo and drawing off half the posse. Could swear that I'd seen that horse somewhere before. Yeah.
Good night. Night.
Ranger here? Yeah. Art Wallace, friend of ours? Yeah. 12:00, midnight.
Night at 12.
Sounds like a gunfight.
Stop or I'll shoot.
Please don't shoot, miss.
He's not bad. Just got off on the wrong foot, that's all.
Another step and I'll kill you.
Please. They're going to lynch him tonight, and they may be on their way here now. Lynching would bring disgrace to your father. Please. This way.
Up with him.
Keeler. Get on, horse, babe. You hit? Not bad. Come on.
All right, folks, get out of here. Come on, get on home with you.
Hey, Rocky!
Thought I'd better warn you. There's a heap of talk about town regarding the lynching. That young fellow you took up in Latigo Canyon.
That's so. Thanks for the tip.
All right.
Where's that young partner of yours, Rivers?
Oh, he's plumb tuckered out. Just left him in his room, sound asleep.
Well, I'll see you later.
I'll go along with you.
He was right, Dad, and I'm glad I didn't shoot him.
I don't blame you, Ruthie. It ain't your business to be shooting people.
You know what he looked like?
All I know is he had a long black slicker with a collar turned up. I didn't see his face. He had a black hat and an odd pair of spurs. I just couldn't describe him.
I'm wondering if all that shooting down at the Green Owl didn't have something to do with that getaway.
We don't want no trouble with you, Rocky. We're here for that fellow you captured up in Latigo. Yes? Well, I'm just one jump ahead of you fellas. I heard about this lynching and moved him out of the county. You ain't lying to us, are you? No, and if I was, you wouldn't get him. Now get out of here and get out quick.
Easy. Sit there. Take it easy, babe. I'll get a doctor.
Not a chance. This is a ghost town.
Ghost? I'll have to do the best I can myself, then.
Oh, Rocky Ellsworth got me, didn't he? Just like you get Blackie and Frank sometimes.
Rocky.
Pull the job, we were all to cut in on it. Wallace, Keeler don't know where it's hid. It's all yours, Buck. 50,000 in gold.
Oh, you're wrong, kid. Every cent of it has to go back to its owners.
You're right. You were always right.
Where is it, babe?
Hid. Up in Latigo Canyon. Look for a lightning-scarred cottonwood tree near the river. 8 paces east at the base of the tree. Under... Oh, I'm thirsty, Buck. Get me a drink of water.
Take it easy, kid. So long. Babe. Six, 7, 8. Out for a little easy money, huh? Didn't get away with it, did you?
Looks like somebody beat us all to it.
He stole that money.
Sure he did. But we can't make him tell where it's hidden if he's dead.
You're on the wrong trail, fellas. The only thing that was in that box was scrap iron when I opened it.
Well, what about it?
You've been double-crossed, that's all. Double-crossed by Keeler or Wallace, or maybe the both of them. The money was in that box is probably hidden in Pecos somewhere. Hidden by the man who tipped Ellsworth off to your hideout here in Latigo.
How do you know so much about this?
He knew that Bradshaw was killed at the stage holdup. And figured that Rocky would wipe you and Babe out. That would leave just 2 to split that money.
What do you know about Wallace?
Babe told me about it. Just before he died. Jack Keeler killed him.
That don't make sense. Babe's in jail.
Yeah? He was in jail till someone got him out. He heard that Wallace was forming a mob to lynch him. You know, one of the 2 of them are going to be Dragos before the night's over. And that'll leave just one to get away with that money.
Sounds pretty thin to me, Rivers. I guess we'll have to hold you until we find out whether you're lying or not.
I'll make him talk right now. Somebody with you, huh? Find out who it is.
The only reason I don't bump you off right now, it might warn your partner.
Well, don't you take any chances, old-timer.
Hey, Blackie! I can't find anybody around here.
Steady, son. Come on, get up out of there. Get on your horse. You're going back and pick up your partner. First funny move out of you, and you'll be riding slow. Lead's funny that way. Now get going. Get off your horse and help him on. Get up on your feet.
Where were you when the cyclone struck?
In the same storm, you sap.
Now head for your hideout. That's good enough. Get off that horse. Get together. Get your hands in the air. Get inside.
We can get out of this all right. All you have to do is lift up. You ready?
Yeah.
Lift. You sap. You see that, Hank?
Yeah. Jack Keeler, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll see you tonight, dear.
Don't forget, Jack.
I won't. Well, you better run along, honey.
All right.
If Rocky ever sees his girl being courted by that crook, there'll be lead flying. That's right. Hey, I'll play you just one game of chess.
I'll just take you on.
Still looking for spurs, Ruthie?
Yes, Dad, but no luck yet.
I guess you'll have to play sheriff.
All right.
Harv and me are riding up to Latigo again. May not be back until sunup.
Good luck, Dad.
Bye, honey.
Goodbye.
Hello, Jingle.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing.
Somebody threw a rock with a noose tied to it into jail about an hour ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, said Bates and DeVilla was hog-tied in that shack in Latigo Canyon. Invited Rocky to come up and get him.
Is he going?
Yeah, him and a deputy. Wonder who could have done it.
I don't know. Wallace tipped Keeler off that gold shipment.
You don't say.
Yeah, then Keeler turned around and double-crossed his own gang.
Maybe Wallace is in on it and thinks maybe Keeler might double-cross him. Be just like him.
Tell you what you do, Jingle. You ride herd on Wallace. I've got some personal business to attend to with Keeler tonight. Might try to get away with that gold.
What about Babe?
I buried it this morning.
Wait a minute. Where you going?
Going up to see Keeler.
What's your name?
That wouldn't be any news to Jack.
Well, if you're going up to make a squawk about some dough, it won't do you any good.
Yeah? Well, I'm going up anyway.
I better go up with you.
All right.
One peep out of you and I'll shoot a hole in you so big you could put that gold in. Now sit down. All you gotta do is write one line and sign it. Say you was in on that job and tipped Keeler off to that gold shipment.
Rivers.
Who locked you in there?
Keeler.
Where's he at?
He ran away with Marge, and they're headed for Dalton.
Dalton. Got that gold. Try and head him off.
I'm going with you.
You are not?
Yes, I am.
Take all the time you want. I can stay here all week. Room rent paid in advance.
Frank,
What?
that man's here. Well, you're a fine-looking pair.
This is the first time I was ever glad to see a sheriff. Get me out of here quick.
We'll get you out of here, all right. Take you to a place a little more comfortable. Bars on the window.
What happened to Keeler? Come on, Maud, snap into it. Got any water in the buckboard? We'll go get it.
Marge, what are you doing here at this time of night? Daniels, take care of the prisoners. Stay here, honey. Ruth, what's this all about? Marge tried to explain to me, but...
Dad, I'll explain everything later. I haven't time now. Buck is all shot to pieces, and we've got to get him to a doctor. Quick, get the buckboard.
Get it. Well, that closes that case. There's only one thing that puzzles me about the whole case. I've known Keeler a long time, but I never knowed him to wear a pair of spurs before. Did anybody ask you about this case?
Hey, Buck, how do you get these spurs that you're on?
Where'd you get them?
She gave them to me.
You two fellas are lucky getting out today.
Yeah. When you get out, you might look us up out west at Yucca City.
Yeah, when I get out.
Hey, stay in there. Hey.
What do you want?
Here's something ought to interest you two fellas.
Retired. That's a laugh.
Read the rest of it.
Buck Roberts, famous U.S. Marshal, retires to his Arizona ranch.
As long as he's alive, he'll keep bringing us back to this hole. That's what he threatened, remember?
But when we get to Yucca City and see Nelson, we'll take care of Mr. Roberts. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Well, here we are in Yucca City.
Red Moon, huh? Looks like the boss got himself a nice layout.
I'll say.
Charles! Gosh! Just what I wanted. Gee, Mary! You think of everything.
Everything to spoil you, little tadpole.
I'm gonna try him out. Come on, Sully. I'll let you ride along. Don't take it too far, Bud.
Oh, they'll be all right, Mary. You know, I'm an awfully lucky fellow. My kids are getting all the breaks, too.
Why, I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Kramer. After all, I have to work somewhere, so might as well be here.
Oh, look, Mary. When are we going to get married?
When you're sure of your success. That's important for Sally and Bud. They come first. The freight line is their future.
Well, I know that, but
Now, we're not going to argue about that again. Oh, I couldn't possibly love you any more, say, a year from today than I do right now. And besides...
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Fulton.
I'll go after the children.
Who's that?
She works here. When did you get out?
2 days ago. Howard's with me. We heard you had a nice layout here, and Howard and me thought we'd cut in with you.
Listen, Fulton, it so happens that I don't need any partners. You know, I made a mistake once, a bad one, and I paid for it. My slate is clean, and that's the way I'm going to keep it.
All right, suit yourself. But I'd do some tall thinking about it if I were you. You're going to need protection when I get back, and I'll give it to you.
Where are you going?
Going to pay a visit to a mutual friend of ours, Buck Roberts. The marshal that locked us up once, you remember?
Look, Fulton, you can't do anything to Roberts. He took care of my kids while I was in the pen. And he never told them about me being there.
He only felt sorry for you. He blamed me for leading you astray. And after a year, he got you a parole. But he kept Howard and me in that hole for our full stretch.
I know, but he was only thinking of my kids.
Well, I'm only thinking of me. And Roberts ain't going to get away with it. That's why we're going to pay him this little visit. So long. But we'll be seeing you.
Here, this should see you through.
Thanks.
Now shove off and take care of that Buck Roberts you're worried about before he takes a notion to tangle in my affairs.
Well, that won't take long.
So tickled about, Buck? You're grinning like a moonstruck hyena.
Boy's done a swell job this fall. When I get back, I'm going to give him a big barbecue.
Where do you think you're going?
Wait to Sandy's wedding, don't you remember? Down Texas way.
You mean to say Sandy's finally hitching up with that widder?
Yes. Kind of sounds sappy, doesn't it? I got to see that that wedding goes through this time. Because I've busted it up enough already.
Well, I guess you ought to stand up with him at that. Hey, is Tim going to be there too?
Nope, Sandy got a wire from Tim saying his roundup's a little late this fall. Guess I'll have to hold the groom up all by myself. Hey, kind of look after the outfit, will you? Be back in a week.
Oh, leave it to me, Buck. I'll look after things.
Thanks. So long, Button.
Trouble for. We come out here to get Buck Roberts, so let's go up to his house and get him.
Yeah? And when they'd find him with a bullet in his back, we'd go back to the pen. Only this time we'd end up with a rope around our necks. No. For a long time I've had nothing to do but plan Robert's finish. So we're gonna do it my way. Get that chair. Now write what I tell you. Marshal Buck Roberts.
Jim! Jim!
There goes his horse heading for the ranch. Roberts' whole gang will be out here.
Yeah. But they won't find much of him left. Something's happened to Buck. Wonder what happened. Better ride for Sawbones.
Can't get those fancy breeches on over those boots. I never took my boots off in the daytime in my life. I'm superstitious about that. I'll get them on. Listen, give me that razor. I'll fix it. I'll get the things on here. There. Now this. Now, help me around. You suppose that woman's still waiting for me?
Sure, she's waiting. You got to
Now,
hurry.
watch out for your finger, because I'm going to...
Oh, third time's a charm, you know.
Well, and if Sandy don't go through with it this time, I'd sue him, and that's that.
There won't be enough left of him to sue.
Yeah.
With those things wrapping around your legs, you look like a bow-legged bandit.
Yeah? What am I shaking for?
Well, not for the drinks. There's the music. Hurry up, Susie, will beat you to the preacher. Here, wait a minute. Get this cursed John there so he'll be all dressed up.
Dear beloved, we are gathered here to witness one of the most beautiful of our sacraments, that of marriage. I am sure you children will appreciate the seriousness of this step.
Hold your fire, Reverend. Sue, can you spare me a minute? And they thought they had me cremated.
Now, stay down, darn you. How do you expect to get well? Oh, Tim, he's so bunged up it's a wonder his ribs ain't all busted. Not to mention all the skin that's peeled off in other places.
You're worse than a hen on a hot griddle. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm all right.
This fellow Fulton you were telling me about must be a pretty bad egg.
Yeah. Forgot all about him getting out of the pen, or I'd have been on my guard. It's my fault.
He used the name of Kramer. Where does he fit into this picture?
Tim, do you remember the fellow I was telling you about, that his wife died and left him a couple of kids?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Fulton framed him, and I found out about it, and I got him a parole.
Didn't you look after those kids?
Well, somebody had to take care of the little shavers.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Why, he ain't dead. Hi, Tim.
Hello, killer.
That bust my buttons. When I got that telegram of yours, it just scared the stuffing plumb out of me.
Hey, you killer.
All right.
How's the bride?
What'd you do, walk out on a honeymoon?
I ain't even hitched yet. I couldn't stop for a wedding when Buck might be dying. Maybe. Who got you?
A couple of fellows by the name of Fulton and Howard.
You remember those two that Buck got a hold of about 4 years ago on that stage holdup?
Yeah.
Well, they're out of the pen.
No. Well, what are we waiting for?
We're not waiting for a thing, and you and I are starting right for Yucca City. They don't know either one of us, and for us it'll be a cinch.
You said it.
And if he tries to move out of this house while we're gone, put a hole straight through him.
Now, wait a minute, fellas, wait a minute.
Come here, Tim. Killer. You know, we've been pals for a long time. How long have we been operating together?
Oh, I don't know. Guess about
20 years? What's that got to do with it?
You're going to take advantage of this situation and deal me a cold deck, huh?
You're in no condition to get mixed up in this deal. Besides, as I said before, they don't know either one of us. We'll get the job done. Come on, killer. So long, Rough Rider.
So long, Rough Rider.
Just a minute. I know you're chewing gum, but if you make one move, I'll put a hole right straight through you.
By golly, I believe you would.
This is it, Barnes.
There's the Red Moon Saloon. You can pull up and drop me there.
Well, thanks for the lift, partner. Well, glad to have you along. Whoa, Brownie, back up now. If you're sticking around this town, I'll be seeing you.
Well, when you get rid of this load of freight, why don't you stop back to the saloon and buy you a drink?
Well, thank you, sir. After that long, dusty ride, a fella needs to wet his whistle. All right, Brownie, stop.
Howdy.
How are you?
You're a stranger in Yucca City, aren't you?
Yeah, just came in from Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
My name's Ace Porter.
Mine's Nelson.
Oh, glad to know you.
Have a drink? This is my place.
No, but I might sit in that poker game over there.
Fine.
Here they come.
Boys, this is Ace Porter from Santa Fe.
All right, boys.
Hello. Sit down.
Thanks.
I got 2 queens. Tony's been having a run of luck.
You better buy plenty, stranger, because you're gonna need them.
Well, I'm prepared to.
All right, the Lens. Deal them.
How much do you want? What's your change in? 500.
Hi, Bob.
Pa! Pa! Whiskey ain't on our wagon. There's a stranger driving our team. See, Pa, see, what'd I tell you?
You Mr. Kramer, the owner of this outfit?
Well, yes. But where's my driver, Whiskey Hanover?
Well, he's back in Santa Fe. He got himself another job. And he asked me to take over, seeing as how I was a freighter out of work. Said you wanted this load delivered on time.
Well, of course I want it on time. But I can't understand Whiskey pulling a stunt like that. He's worked for me ever since I started this line.
Maybe he got drunk again, Pa.
No, nothing like that, Bub. It's just as I told you, Mr. Kramer. And if I'm satisfactory to you, I'd like to have the job.
Oh, let him, Pa.
Well, it seems as if I haven't much choice. What's your name?
Hopkins. Sandy Hopkins.
Mine's Buddy, but I like Bud better.
Well, I'm glad to know that, Bub.
Oh, Bud, you better take Sandy around and back and show him the barn and storehouse.
You betcha.
You can unload back there. Bud will show you the ropes.
Well, thanks for the job, Mr. Kramer. Come on, Brownie, stop.
Well, Tony, afraid I'll have to see that, and these look good enough for a raise of about 500.
Not me. I'm clean. I got 'em all black.
I'm sorry, Tony. They're not quite good enough. A little ace full.
Never in my life seen such luck. No wonder they call you Ace, brother. Them one spots sure work overtime for you.
He ought to be working for the house, boss.
Yeah.
I need a drink. Here you are, Tony. I never drink myself, but I will buy one for the house.
Thanks. Come on, fellas.
Well, you've done all right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'd like to talk to you. Ever think of making a business of that kind of luck? In a place like this, for instance?
Well, I might consider it. What's on your mind?
You know anything about faro?
Enough to be able to deal 15 consecutive cards for the house on a percentage.
That's a deal. Come on, take over. Ace here's going to handle the play. New dealer here, boys. Try your luck. I want to talk to you. Stick around.
Who is that fellow going in there with Nelson?
I don't know. He was around here last week. I think they call him Fulton. Copy that.
So, we won't be bothered with Roberts anymore.
Good.
We hid out a couple of days in the high Sierras to freeze our trail.
How'd you come out with Kramer before you left?
Fair enough. I gave him plenty to think about.
Yeah, you must have. He looks worried. All he needs now is one good joke to bring him around.
And that's going to be what?
Things are going to happen to that trial shipment of high-grade ore of his. He's going to find out that it'll be smarter to have the protection of a partnership.
I get it.
I've had enough. Cash me in, will you, please?
Hello, stranger.
Hello there. Hello.
Well, I see you didn't lose no time in landing yourself a job.
You're right, I didn't. You feeling lucky?
Well, I just don't feel like gambling. That is, right now.
Well, in that case, I suppose, boys, we better take it easy. You get yourself a drink if you want.
What goes on here?
Fulton's in the back room there with Nelson. He owns the place. That's Howard over at the end of the bar.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Don't get so fast. There's more behind this than Buck realizes. We've got to find out what it is before we take in Fulton and Howard.
You mean they're going to take Nelson in on this?
That's the way it looks. I think our play is to cut ourselves in and string along with them. Uh-oh.
Well, you know this, stranger? I've never run into one of these layouts that I haven't been able to take. So go ahead and start dealing them cardboards.
In 2 days, Kramer hauls that high grade. So you'll have time to give him one more chance to sign this partnership agreement. You can tackle him again in the morning.
You think of everything, don't you?
I'm pretty sure Kramer will do almost anything to keep his past a secret from that girl he expects to marry.
Yeah.
How about some money on account? I feel lucky.
Sure. Try your luck. Got a new dealer over there named Ace.
Give me some chips.
Well, I got to quit you, stranger. Hope you can call them better than I can, partner.
Thanks. So your name's Ace.
That's what they call me.
Well, $200 the Ace loses. And a topper.
The Ace wins.
Looks like the Ace wins for Ace.
That fellow's good, all right. He's been turning them up just like that ever since you put him over there.
Give me a beer. There's my last 2 bits. And it'll be a whole month until I draw any more pay. That is, unless a feller knows where he can make a little easy money around this town.
You're Jim Kramer's new driver, ain't you?
Yeah. See, I know you from someplace, don't I?
You don't know, do you?
Yeah. You're Joe Howard.
That's right.
I got out of the pen just 2 days after you and Fulton walked in. Hopkins is my name. And the same feller that sent me up railroaded you and Fulton.
Buck Roberts.
Yeah, that saddle flatfoot. You know, the next time he crosses my path, I got a bullet for him with his name wrote right on it.
You're a little late, pal. He's done for.
What? Well, thanks for doing me the favor. I ain't heard such good news since I got out.
With him driving for Kramer, you men ought to get together.
That's what I was thinking.
What's Kramer got to offer this sea Anderson? There ain't no real money in packing a lot of dumb freight.
No? Well, you wait till Fulton gets out of that faro game over there, and we'll tell you about it.
Was that Fulton?
That's who it is.
I still say the ace loses.
The ace wins. Sorry, brother.
You're dealing seconds, mister. Give me that box.
Drop that gun, Fulton. Drop it. Come here. I'm waiting for you.
You stubborn idiot. What are you doing here?
I'm taking her.
Take it easy. There's more to this than just getting Fulton.
Take Howard's horse and let's get out of here.
Take him into my office. Get those other lights lit.
Thanks, stranger. That fellow had me all wrong in that card game.
Who are you? I don't get it.
Well, Ed. Are you all right? I heard the shots over at my place.
Sure, I'm all right. But this stranger here just killed Howard.
Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts, am I glad to see you?
I'm awfully glad to see you too, Jim.
Oh, why, Ed, this is United States Marshal Buck Roberts. My good friend Ed Nelson, the owner of the place. We practically built Yucca City together.
Glad to know you, Marshal.
All right.
This is Ace Porter, my faro dealer.
How are you, Marshal, and thanks again.
I'm sorry that fellow you seem to want got away. I don't like troublemakers hanging around my place.
He hasn't gotten away yet. Well, Jim, I was on my way up to see you.
Good. Say the kids are sure going to be glad to see you.
Come along. See you later.
Anytime. A United States Marshal, eh? Nice cooperation, Ace.
You'll be all right here. You just stay put, and I'll slip back into town and find out the lowdown.
Who are you, anyhow?
I'm Kramer's new driver. I was just making the deal with Howard to join up with you fellas when Roberts walked in.
So you know Roberts?
Yeah. And I've got just as much reason to hate him as you have. He sent me up for 5 years once.
Listen, you ride with Nelson and me, and you'll have a chance to get even. Now beat it and tell Nelson where I am. And tell him I want to see him right now.
He'll be here.
I just can't figure anything else for me to do but cut Fulton in. I've got a buck on account of my kids and Mary. Besides, those Those miners would never let me handle that high grade if they knew I was an ex-con.
Hey, Jim. Haven't you told Mary anything about being in jail yet?
Oh, no, I can't.
Hey, listen, fella. Mary's the kind of girl you say she is, boy. She loves you for what you are, not for what you were.
You're right, Buck, but don't you see, Mary's given me and my kids 5 years of devotion, ever since we came to Yucca City. Why, she's worked as hard as I have to build up the line. I can't let it all blow up in her face. Those miners can't turn me down. Mary'd have to know why.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The only way to prove to them you're on the level is by getting that first shipment through on time. Hey, Jim, have you told anybody else but Mary about that high-grade deal?
No. One or two of my best friends, like Ed Nelson.
Nelson? You think a lot of that fellow, don't you?
Sure. He's been swell. Even loaned me money when times were tough. Why?
Oh, nothing. Just asking questions is all.
Fools. Slipping up on killing Roberts and bringing him here on their trail.
That Hopkins sure did a stop shooting out that light.
Fulton is safe. He's just outside of town, about a half a mile down the Yucca Road. Says he wants to see you right away.
Bill tells me you're working for Kramer.
Yeah, Fulton said it's right handy like.
We'll need you, and it'll be worth plenty. Stick on the job. You'll be tipped off when things start to pop. Bill, you get the boys together and keep your eyes open. I'll be right back.
Skinner.
Oh, that's another thing I was going to tell you. I found out that new driver I hired is tied in with Fulton.
According to that, you'll have to take that shipment out alone.
I intend to.
Well, you better get moving then, hadn't you? Take the back road out of town. I'll keep an eye out on Fulton.
It's Uncle Buck! Gun! Gee!
Buddy, you old son of a gun. How you growing?
Uh-huh.
And don't tell me this little lady is Sally.
Sure, she's grown up, too. She was the one to baby, remember?
Uh-huh.
Where did you come from, Uncle Buck? Why didn't you send us a letter or something?
Well, Sally, listen, darling. You know your Uncle Buck don't like to write letters. I'd rather just bust in on people.
Buck, I want you to know Miss Dorn. Our Mary.
How do you do, Miss Dorn?
How did you? One of these days, she's going to be our mom. I promise.
Uh-oh.
Bud has it all planned. I'm awfully glad to meet you, Mr. Roberts. Jim's told me how you looked after the children for him that year he spent in Mexico.
Oh, yes. Yes, I got quite a kick out of that.
Why, Mr. Roberts is going to be around town for a while. He's got some business to attend to.
Listen, Jim, you better send me a wire when you get to Santa Fe.
I will.
Well, come on, gang. Let's go. How old is that tenor of yours, cowboy?
Oh, about 5, 6 years old.
How's he handled?
Oh, he's got a good way on him.
That girl's still there. Drift on over and see what's going on.
But, Jim, why is it necessary to do it tonight?
Well, look, Mary, I didn't want to worry you. But Buck's heard that there's some outlaws operating in this territory. That's why he's here. He figures that if the outlaws have gotten wind of our high-grade shipment, we'll throw them off the track by starting a day ahead of time. You see, this way, I'll reach the mines tonight and have a good early start with that high-grade by sunup.
I just thought I'd check and see if there's any more I could do tonight before I turn in.
Why, yes, there is, Sandy. Go around to the stable. I'll meet you in a few minutes. I'd like to check some of that freight.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night, Sandy.
We're driving out to the mines tonight to load up with that high-grade ore and get started before sunup. A day ahead of time to fool you fellas. I'm heading for the stables. Now, you tell Nelson I'll be on that wagon with Kramer at sunup, watching for you fellas.
Take good care of things till I get back, won't you?
I will.
And on top of not getting rid of Roberts, you're dumb enough to start that shooting fracas and make matters worse.
Well, why didn't you tell that crooked faro dealer of yours to lay off of me?
He was taking orders from me. He was giving you a little lesson in how easy it is to keep an hombre broke. Here's your 500. Now, you get back to the shack on my south range and stay there till you hear from me. From now on, I'm taking matters into my own hands. And I'm beginning by getting rid of Roberts. We can't make a move until we do. Now, shove off.
Well, we're all set, boss, but where are we going this time of night?
You're not going anywhere.
Well, son, what's...
Get in that barn.
Well, what do you mean it's...
Get in there.
Now, you know, son, I can explain this thing to your entire satisfaction.
Yeah, well, I'm not interested in your explanation. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
All right, let him get that high grade. In the meantime, we'll send Marshal Buck Roberts into the neatest trap he ever fell for. Then we'll deal with Kramer when he brings that ore through Jackrabbit Pass in the morning.
With that mule skinner on the seat with him, that part ought to be easy. Hopkins said he'd keep his eyes peeled for us.
Here's the plan, and we've got to work fast. You say you saw Roberts headed for the Kramer's house with Jim's 2 kids.
Yeah?
We're going to get Roberts through that boy. He'll fall for anything that kid tells him.
Listen, cowboy, it's about your bedtime, isn't it?
I heard it. I'm taking care of you tonight, and you've got to go to bed.
Well, I'll be drifting down the street. Good night.
Good night.
Night, Uncle Buck.
All right, Sam, get mounted. I'll meet you at the fork on the Jackrabbit Trail.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Where's that marshal friend of your pop's, Bud?
Uncle Buck? He just
Yeah.
went down the street. What's wrong, Bill?
If Jim took the Jackrabbit Trail up to the mines tonight, he's in danger, Miss Mary.
Danger?
Yes, I just overheard 3 strangers talking at the saloon. They looked like outlaws to me. They said something about trading Jim for some high-grade ore. I couldn't get all of it, but anyway, they're headed in that direction.
I'm gonna go tell Uncle Buck. He'll stop me. Bud!
Let him go. It'll save time. Meanwhile, I'll start ahead of the marshal. Maybe I can help Jim.
Oh, thanks, Bill. Please hurry.
Uncle Buck!
What's the matter, cowboy?
Uncle Buck, you gotta hurry and go after Pop on the Jackrabbit Trail to the mines. They might kill him, Uncle Buck.
Kill him? Who are you talking about, son?
Strangers. Bill Tooley, he's a good friend of ours, said they look like outlaws. He came to the house to get you to help. He said he heard him talking about training Pop for that high-grade ore. Please hurry, Uncle Buck. Mary's awful worried, too.
Tell you what to do, cowboy. You go home and tell Mary not to worry, and don't you worry.
All right, but don't forget the Jackrabbit Trail to the mines.
I won't, son. Go on.
Give me a drink. Tell that piano player to start the music.
Yes, sir.
Looking for somebody, Marshal?
Yeah, Fulton.
Fulton? Oh, you mean the fellow that probably got cheated at the faro table tonight?
That's right.
Well, you didn't really expect him to stick around here with you on his trail, did you?
I expect anything from Fulton. You see, I know him.
You do?
Where's that faro dealer you call Ace?
Well, he's off shift. But he'll be back later if you'd like to stick around.
I'll be around.
Well, what in blazes happened to you? Come on, we've got to work fast. Nelson's arranged an ambush for Buck in Jackrabbit Pass. I couldn't find him to head him off. There you are, come on.
Kid performed like a trained seal. Roberts will be along any minute.
Kramer's been through here all right. There's his fresh wagon tracks.
Yeah. He'll get his, too. Right here at sunup. Here he comes. Get ready.
Stick him up, Roberts.
What's the idea?
That's what I want to know. Don't get excited. I'm just trying to keep you fellows from messing up a sweet deal.
Sweet deal? What do you mean, sweet deal?
You'll find out, Marshal.
How come you're so long leaving this star-toting flatfoot into our trap?
I don't get it. Nelson didn't say anything about you being in on this. And you're supposed to be riding with Kramer, Hopkins.
Yeah, supposed to be. But Kramer got wise that I was working with Fulton and had me covered and tied me up and threw me in the freight stable until Ace come along checking on me.
I got suspicious when I saw Kramer leaving town alone. Nelson says we're to take our very good friend here to Fulton's hideout.
Well, what's holding us?
You boys will hear about the change in plans when we tell them to Fulton. You know where the hideout is, we don't, so lead along.
All right, follow us.
Well, we're going to keep Roberts right here. You've tried every way you knew to get Kramer to sign that partnership agreement. Maybe if he thinks Roberts here is in some real danger, you might have a little luck.
You won't have any more luck with Jim than you had with me, and you know what I'm talking about, Fulton.
Well, maybe I won't miss this time.
Wait a minute. Now, don't be a fool all your life. Put away that gun and start using that thing up there for a change.
Jim Kramer's not going to cut you in, Fulton. You can depend on that. He's already told Murray about being an ex-convict, and he's on his way out to tell the miners the same thing. Now, get that through your thick skull.
Well, that isn't going to change our minds. He doesn't want anything to happen to you, Robert.
Well, we got to keep him alive for a while because Kramer thinks this big ape is nothing but a little tin angel because they got him paroled while you were still in the clink.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Well, let's go tell Nelson about it. You stay here, Hopkins, and guard the marshal. We'll pick you up at sunup.
That'll be a pleasure. For 5 long years, while I was in that prison where you sent me, I've been dreaming of this day when I'd get you on a spot, you double-crossing flatfoot.
Well, you and Fulton will both get your last laugh in the morning. Come along.
Don't be too rough on him, Hopkins. Save a piece of him for me.
Now, Bud, you stop your worrying. Everything's going to be all right.
But we've been waiting all night for some word from Uncle Buck and Pop.
Yeah, I know. But they'll be back soon. Come on, you help me unpack the new freight, huh?
All right.
Well, Roberts is gone.
What happened? Thought you fellas knew how to tie up a man. You sure did a swell job on tying up Robert.
Never mind the argument. Tell us what happened and when.
He's only been gone about 10 minutes. Must have worked on them ropes secretly all night.
Well, what were you doing?
You're not blaming me, are you, you big lug?
Now, cut it out.
I only stepped out the door for a minute to see if you fellas were coming. And when I come back, he grabbed me right from behind the door.
Which way did he go?
Well, he's heading for town.
Probably to get help. Keep us from getting Kramer and that high grade. Can't we cut him off?
We can try. Get mounted. Postman. You got that agreement?
Yeah, right here.
Give it to me. I'll make him sign it, and we'll beat Roberts to it.
There's our meat. Let's take it.
Tried to pull a fast one, huh? With Buck Roberts. You thought you had it figured out, didn't you?
And you've been in on this deal all along.
Just about since you and I first met. You better sign this partnership paper, Jim. Begin to behave as though you had little brains and everything will be all right. Then we'll be partners.
Well, look, Ed, as long as we're gonna be partners, why don't you sign it? It's all right with me, and I think we can hit it off.
I'll sign it.
When he signs that, we'll take him.
Now, you sign it, and we're in business.
All right, Jim, now we're partners. Now you can get down. I'll take over from here.
That's it. You just signed your own warrant. Hi, Keeler. Hi, Tim. Hi, Buck. Huh. Load of rocks, eh? Yeah. We decided to let the real shipment go through tomorrow on schedule. Oh, Jim, I want you to meet Marshal McCall. Hiya, Marshal. Hiya, Jim. And also the killer, Marshal Keeler. We've better known as Sandy to us.
Keeler.
That's right.
Well, I'm sorry I had you all wrong, Sandy.
That's all right, Bub. But you sure tie a mighty tight gag.
First time Sandy ever kept his mouth shut in his life.
Hey, see who's a-coming.
Hello, Tom. I see you got my wire on time.
Hiya, Tim. I've been riding all over the country trying to find you. Knew we were getting warm when we run across Silver up the line.
Thanks for bringing him.
Hiya, Killer.
All right.
Looks like the Rough Riders mopped up again.
Yeah, you're right.
And here's something that'll make the stretch a little longer for Nelson. There you are, Tom. All right, head 'em for town, boys.
Marshal, you might stop and pick up that silent partner over yonder.
Right.
Well, Marshal, I don't know how to thank you.
Get up in that wagon.
Well, I don't understand.
Get up in that wagon. Jim, you get on back to town and marry that little girl that's waiting for you.
That's just what I'm going to do.
Well, if you don't, we're coming back here and find out the reason why. Come on, Jim.
Bye, Marshal.
Good luck.
Well, that ends that little bit of trouble.
Yep, that's right. And speaking of trouble, I don't know how the killer's sitting at home, but I'd suggest you come down to the ranch. I'm giving a good big barbecue down there. You know, hot ribs.
And speaking of trouble, I got a heap of it stored up for me down there in Texas. Now, you boys have just got to help me out. How about Tim?
Well, you're the one that's marrying the gal, not us.
And you just got to help me, Buck.
Can't do a thing for you this time, pal.
You're going to have to get out of this one by yourself, because I'm going back to Wyoming. So long, Rough Riders.
And I'm heading back for Texas. So long, Rough Riders.
So long, Rough Riders.
I gotta be quick. We're running out of time. Thanks again for tuning in. And if you missed one of my shows, go to YouTube under Donald O'Malley or Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. Hit like and subscribe, and you'll never miss one of my shows. Hope to see you next week, folks. Bye.